In this example, the objective of the rule is to detect multiple transactions, more than 3, on a card in a short space of time, within an hour, where the cumulative transaction amount exceeds $1,000. This could indicate fraudulent activity on a lost or stolen card. In order to track multiple transactions over a period of time, a velocity rule must be created, in conjunction with a case creation rule. First, click on the Rules Admin tab. Select Velocity from the Rules Type dropdown and create New Rule. Give this rule a name, for instance, Velocity for Lost and Stolen Fraud. Then give a meaningful description to track lost and stolen fraud usage at targeted MCCs such as jewelry and electronics merchants. Now add a definition. This will take you to the Rule Definition Edit Criteria page. Choose Merchant Category Code from the Parameters drop-down menu. For operator, select In, and the merchant category codes for jewelry and electronic stores as the values. To choose the category code, you can either input the code directly into the field or key in the description and click Find First. By clicking Find First, the corresponding descriptions will then be found. Once you have verified the correct code has been selected, click the Add to Criteria List button. Next, in order to identify card-present transactions, select POS Entry Mode from the Parameters drop-down menu. For operator, select In, and the category codes for magnetic stripe transactions and chip transactions as the values. Once you have verified your selection, click the Add to Criteria List button and Update. At this stage, you have the option to accumulate the transaction amount in either the cardholder billing amount or the transaction amount. Choose Transaction Amount in US dollars and click Update. The velocity rule is now complete, and so the next step is to create the case creation rule. To do this, select Case Creation from the Rule Type dropdown and click Create New Rule. Then give this rule a name, for instance, Lost and Stolen at Fraud MCCs. Then give a description to the rule. Generate alert for suspect lost and stolen accounts at fraud targeted MCCs. Now add a definition. Select Merchant Category Code from the Parameters drop-down menu. For operator, select In, and the category codes for jewelry and electronic stores as the values. Once you've verified that the correct category codes have been selected, click the Add to Criteria List button. Next, the parameters to identify card-present transactions needs to be set. To do this, select POS Entry Mode from the Parameter drop-down menu. For operator, select In, and the category codes for magnetic stripe transactions and chip transactions as the values. To identify multiple suspicious scenarios, use the velocity rules within the optional criteria. Set the parameter as velocity rules, followed by our velocity rule, velocity for lost and stolen fraud. For operator and value, select occurred within 1 hour with the transaction count more than 3 and the transaction amount as more than $2,000. Once complete, add to the criteria list. Add the second optional criteria. For optional criteria 2, once again, select velocity rules followed by our velocity rule. For operator and values, select occurred within 1 hour with the transaction amount more than $1,000. Once complete, click on Add and Update. Now, the rule criteria definitions have been created, and so can proceed to selecting the processing options. Select Create Case as the action, and the time frame as always. Now, the case creation rule has been created and supported by a velocity rule. The case creation rule will generate an alert when there are more than 3 transactions within an hour, or where the cumulative transaction amount exceeds $1,000 within 1 hour at targeted MCCs. With this combination of velocity and case creation rules, you can detect high-frequency, suspicious transaction activity at targeted MCCs that indicate a possible misuse of lost or stolen cards. Please always test your rule, assess the result, and activate the rule only after you have determined that the rule meets your objective. Rule activation will follow a batch cycle, where activation takes place every 15 minutes from the top of the hour.